Hello dear students, how are you all? Today's video is from English Grammar of class 4th and today we will study lesson 4. So today's topic is verb and its kinds. So as you all know what is a verb, we have studied in 3rd class also that what is a verb. In simple language we can say verb are all doing words or all action words are called verb. Now look at these pictures. First one is a boy is running. Second is girls are dancing. Third is fishes are swimming. Then fourth is fire is burning. So in first one Raman runs. So he is doing the action of running. So runs is the verb here. Second is the girls dance. So the two girls you can see they are dancing. So dance is the verb here. Third one is fish swim in the river. So fishes are swimming. So swim is the verb here. They are doing the work of swimming. Fourth is fire burns. So the fire is burning. So work done here is of burning. So burns is the verb here. So in all the sentences some action is going on and those action words are called verb. In first sentence, the word run says something about Raman. So we can say that what Raman is doing? Raman is running. So running is a verb here. So but the doing word is called verb or the action which is going on in the sentence is called the verb. In sentence 2, the word dance says something about the girls. So if we'll ask the question that what the girls are doing, we can say they are dancing. So dance is the verb here. In sentence 3, the word swim says something about fish. So the word swim, it says something about fish that they are swimming. They are doing the work of swimming. So swim again is the verb here. In sentence 4, the word burn says something about fire. So in this, the word burns is saying something about fire, that the fire is burning. So in all the sentence, some or the other word is action word only. So if any action word you find in the word in the sentence, that is the verb. So word which says something are called verbs, or you can say all the saying words are verbs. Now further, the verb is classified into 3 categories. That means 3 kinds of verbs are transitive, intransitive and incomplete verb. Now we will discuss in detail about all these 3 verbs. Now look at these examples. Column A and column B are given here. First one is the cow eats dash, Tom shuts dash, the tailor made dash, Ashok struck dash. Now in these sentences are not complete. Dash is given here, a blank is given here, means they need some word to complete their meaning. The cow eats what? We don't know what the cow eats. Tom shut what? The tailor made what? And Ashok struck whom? Now in C in column B, the cow eats grass. We can say that the cow eats what? The cow eats grass. Tom shut what? He shut the door. The tailor made what? He made the shirts. And Ashok struck whom? He struck Bali. Now the sentences on the left are not complete and we want to know what the cow eats, what Tom shut, what the tailor made, and whom Ashok struck. So in column A, the sentences are not complete and they need one or more words to complete their meaning. So we have to add something to make their meaning clear or to make their meaning complete. So the verb eats, shut, made, struck must have some word or words to put after them to make the meaning clear. So the verbs are here in column A, but they want other words to make their meaning clear and to make their meaning complete. So the sentences on the right tell us what the cow eats, what the Tom shut, what the tailor made, and whom Ashok struck. So in the column A, the sentences are not complete, but in column B we can see that the sentences are complete because we have added some words to make their meaning clear. So now we can say that cow eats what? It eats grass. Tom shuts what? He shuts the door. And Taylor made what? He made the shirt. Ashok struck whom? He struck Bali. So objects, some words are added to make their meaning clear. In other words, the words are added to the verbs to make their meaning complete. Now, words that are added to the verb to complete their meanings are called objects. Now, these words which we have added to the sentences, these words are called object of the verb. To make their meaning clear, we have added some word, and these words are called objects. Now, what does the cow eat? Grass. Answer is grass. The word grass is called the object of the verb eat. In this sentence, the verb is eats and the object to this verb is grass. So, the grass word which we have added to the sentence to make the meaning complete, this word is called the object of the verb. In second sentence, what did Tom shut? The answer is door. So, the shut is the verb here and the object which we have added is door. So, what he shut? He shut the door. What did the tailor make? Shirts. So the word shirt is called the object of the verb made. Made here is verb because what the tailor is making, he is doing the work of making shirt. So the word shirt is the object here. Whom did Ashok strike? So Bali is the object here. Whom did Ashok strike? He struck Bali. So Bali is the object of the verb struck. Now, there is a note. A verb that requires an object to complete its sense is called a transitive verb. So, all the verb which requires object to complete their sense, they are called transitive verb. If you see an object in the sentence, you can directly make out that this verb is a transitive verb because it is requiring an object to complete its meaning. Now, I hope you have understood transitive verb. Now, we will do intransitive and incomplete verb. By this you will understand it more clearly. What is the difference between transitive and intransitive? Now the next one is the intransitive verb. Now you can see these sentences. First is birds fly, second is Mary wept, and the third is the sun shines. Now you can see all these three sentences, they are having the complete meaning in themselves. They don't need any other object to make their meaning complete. Birds fly, it is having complete meaning that birds fly. Now in these sentences, the verbs do not require an object to complete the sense. They make complete sense by themselves. Such verbs are called intransitive verbs. In these sentences, we can't see any object here to complete their sense. They themselves are making the sense complete, so they are called intransitive verbs. A verb that does not require an object but makes a good sense by itself is called an intransitive verb. So it is clear that the verbs which require object to complete their sense, they are transitive, and the verbs which do not require an object to complete their sense, they are called intransitive verbs. Now the next one is incomplete verb. Now the third one is incomplete verb. Now you can look at the pictures and then read the following sentence. First one is, in first picture we can see the old man is looking tired. So the first sentence is the old man is tired. So here in this sentence we can't see any object here. In second sentence we can see a girl is smiling. So she seems happy. Sita seems happy. Now in third sentence, the teacher became angry. So the teacher is getting angry on the student. So we can say that the teacher is angry. So the teacher became angry. Fourth one is the children look healthy. These two children we can say they are healthy. So the children look healthy. Now just see the explanation. The verb in these sentences do not make full meaning by themselves. Something is added to them to complete the sense. Now in these sentences also we can say that in these sentences they are not making full meanings by themselves. Some words are added to them to make their complete sense. In first sentence, the old man is tired. So if we will not write the word tired, the old man is, it is not making any complete sentence or it is not having any meaning. So when we will add the word tired, it will make the complete sentence that the old man is tired. So the word which is added to the sentence is not an object. that is called the incomplete verb. Okay, tired is not any object, it is just a feeling. Okay, so it is not considered as a object. Objects are like these, we have discussed in transitive verb, that grass, door, shirts, all these we can say that these are objects, but these are only the feelings. Tired, happy, angry, healthy, these are not said to be object. So the words which are added to make the meaning, full meaning, are not any object, so then they are called incomplete verbs. But what is added is not the object, therefore these verbs are not transitive. So we can't say that these verbs are transitive because they are not requiring any object to complete their meaning. In these sentences, some words are required to form complete predicate. Such words are called their complements. So we will not say, consider them as objects either. We will say that they are complement to these words. The word tired, which tell us what the old man is. So the word tired is telling us something about the old man, and which is required to form a complete predicate, and it is also forming a complete predicate in this sentence. The old man is the subject and tired is the predicate, so it is forming a complete predicate and is called the complement to the verb is. So here verb is and it is adding the complement to the verb is, so that is why we will not call it as a object. Now the word happy is a complement to the verb seems. Seems is also a verb here in second sentence, and happy is a complement to this verb. The word angry is a complement to the verb became, and the third one, the word angry, which is again a complement to the verb became. Now the word healthy is a complement to the verb look. So there is a note, a word required to form a complete predicate is called a complement to the verb. So all these words which we have added to make the meaning complete, they are forming a complete predicate to the sentence, and these are called the complement to the verb and not as the object. So these sentences are called incomplete verbs. Okay, now you have clearly understood what are the three kinds of verb and what is the difference between all the three kinds of verb. Now in next video I will give you some exercise regarding this lesson. You have to pick out transitive, intransitive or incomplete verbs in the sentences. Okay, so go through the topic one or two times or three times and be thorough with the topic. Till then, bye bye.